So we have one last level to show off.
One last level to show off, and then one last boss fight. And then we can all finally go to sleep.
Finally.
Yes, please.
Anyway, in all seriousness. So.
Oh, that's right. Royce is still here.
Oh, yeah.
Royce, because we gotta keep moving this on. We're going on to Cortex's level here. We're seeing double.
I don't think I've actually got to see this one.
Royce.
Funny enough, I actually didn't even play this level for the longest time. Like even after I finished the final boss, because like I was already kind of
burnt,
feeling the pain after playing through those other levels for the first time.
Crash 3. I just now realized. No, it's just when Cortex was jumping into that level portal, there was a skeleton wielding knight armor, and I realized that was the same knight armor the motherfuckers wore in Crash 3 in the first medieval stage, with the swords that spin around.
Which is funny because I mean we did deal with knighted lab assistants during the the actual level. So damn it, Cortex! Now's not the time to be posh.
All right.
I mean, fail differently. I mean, Crash.
I like this one from doing his day job.
Yep. And oh, look at this! They brought back this element from the lab.
Yeah, for a one-time thing though.
Oh.
And they don't close on you this time.
Thank goodness.
I mean, honestly, like, contextually, it kind of makes sense that they start borrowing, like, gimmicks from Crash 1 here.
But yeah, no, that's why I thought they almost should have done a little bit more with, was like have you almost replay like a level or two, just reimagined in this new mechanic. But, nice. So to continue this on, Royce, what were your thoughts about Crash 4, what you've seen?
Oh, hold on a second.
Oh.
They pull a sucker punch right here.
What? How come? Oh. There's a TNT crate there.
Yep, same shit that caught me in Future Tense.
Well, I mean, you have a projectile. You could have just shot it from a safe distance.
Well, I also want to get some of the extra lump.
True. But
anyway, to further on Logan's question.
Yeah, Royce, what did you think of this?
Honestly, it's kind of a miracle. I just put it straight. No one was expecting this could even happen, you know?
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
you say, how to put it, the whole revival, absolutely. I was not expecting them to go full on Insane Trilogy, but I will definitely think
Right.
I definitely thought that after the success.
Oh, I was such an adorable little abomination.
Oh, how they loved me. Knife gets thrown at his head. So,
I remember that.
good times. But
We should probably redo that. We should probably redo that commentary. Have Sealy on board. See how kooky it gets.
I wouldn't
what game
mind.
is this again?
Twinsanity. That was when
Twinsanity.
that's when he was talking about Madame Amberlee's like, oh, how they loved as a knife is about to hit his head. I'll
Okay,
probably do it
I
again, but I
remember
probably wouldn't go for 100% this next time.
I mean, honestly, if you want to, I could take over for that redo.
I don't mind that. But the
Actually, you know what? Sorry,
nice.
one more thing, and I'll let you continue. Like, if we really are going to talk about redoing Twinsanity, we should probably have Jordan involved as well. Since
Oh, absolutely. Like, just get most ladies aside from Gui involved.
careful. Nice.
By the way, this is kind of an interesting way that they do things. I said this is an Thank you.
Then, oh,
Kill the crates, kill the crates, kill the crates, and grab the gem.
hey.
I'm evil.
Ooh.
But
What was your first clue, Einstein?
careful. But yes, the revival, yes. But I will say, Royce, that I think after how well Insane Trilogy did, I think a new Crash game was only inevitable. But
Yeah, I agree.
I wouldn't quite say it is inevitable, just
Okay, well,
You're not
at the
going to
very
get
least,
that.
it would have.
At this point, I don't even care. Let's just
Like,
go move on.
If not inevitable, then I would say at least kind of warranted, because it's like.
yeah.
Because I would argue that, like, the Insane Trilogy really did need to happen, and Nitro Filled was a nice bonus, but I think at this point, like, I know Matt's, like, begging for a Wrath of Cortex remake. I think at this point they should just keep focusing on new games.
and I'm definitely looking forward to now
My
seeing how
whole
well.
thing is just fixing Wrath of Cortex so that people can stop bitching about it.
Okay, I guess. So that's what he looks like.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's a devil.
I love how he's a devil.
Well, anyway, the point I was trying to reach is that we've been in an era where we've seen more game re-releases, remake, whatever you like to use the word for it. But a completely new game, that's just kind of like saying they're doing what people would have wanted for years, and yet you finally give it And the bunch that does the most that does this is one of the most unlikely people in this industry.
And actually, something that I just thought about is that, like, something that Antude brought up, the fact that, like, when it comes to, like, the platformer genre, like, I think this is the first time in a long time where we had, like, a big name platformer.
Also, don't look now, but I just noticed that particular lab system is driving to some sweet '90s tunes.
Also, I think that's I think this game introduced female motherfuckers as well.
Yeah.
Yes. Now, speaking of which,
Oh yeah, there she is right now with the male one.
also pay no mind to how weird they look with more detailed eyes.
I'm you from the future, you idiot.
They have eyes?
I'm not an idiot.
It's rude to point, you know.
Idiot.
Oh shit, they do have eyes.
You're being rude.
You're very rude.
Dude.
When could the gun do that?
Oh,
Oh, that's what happened.
Now then, there's that dead motherfucker we saw earlier.
Well then. And thus we continue forward as they chase. I will admit, I'm kind of bummed. I would have loved to actually see this audio play out visually.
Yeah, I'll agree with that.
Ooh.
Zap.
Anyway,
Oh, we heard it
just
already.
going,
Go ahead.
but just going back to, like, we were just talking about, like, Crash 4 in general and something, it's like, something that I didn't think about until Andude brought up is that, like, for the longest time...
Wait, what
anytime
killed
would-
you?
The side of the spinny blade.
Oh.
It's like, something I didn't...
We got this.
Anyway, something I
Speedrun
didn't...
activated.
Like, something I didn't think about until Andude brought up is that, like, for the longest time,
I see.
whenever we were wanting to get, like, our platforming fix, it's mostly been, like, indie games. Like, this is the first time in a while, like, aside from Nintendo, that we had, like, an actual, like, big-name company give us a bona fide platforming experience that wasn't an indie game.
Or a
That is
remake.
true. That is true. But- And again, with how successful this was, I'm only now wondering how long will it be until we get a successor to Spyro.
Oh, I'm sure we'll probably get one within the next couple of years.
And I've heard some people speculating that it might be Beanox that are going to be taking the helm this time.
Remember when Vicarious Visions were the one that kind of started that whole trend, and the only other thing they've done since then was the Tony Hawk remakes?
That's
Which,
true.
let's be fair, those are good.
Oh yeah, no, I've heard good things about those remakes, and a part of me was wondering if I should give that a shot, but then I learned that they decided not to be cheeky and add like Crash and Cortex as like guest skaters.
Right.
Seriously, they
you can
did?
elect to call-
Man, we're in.
No,
No,
I'm
did-
saying I would have loved it if they did, but they didn't.
Oh.
I love that dance.
It would have been perfect, considering again, Vicarious Visions were the ones that made those remakes.
Now, I just don't understand why bats as the final unlockable costume in the game for this.
Well, Crash gets a bat. Coco gets
An axolotl.
she tripped.
oh.
Exactly. Basically, think Whooper or
Right.
Chansey.
Yeah, I wonder why those in particular. Like, is there like some inside joke I'm not noticing?
Well, I mean, bats are an Australian creature. I'm not sure if the other creature is also.
Axolotl?
At this point, folks, no more messing around. It's time for the final battle of. Actually, hold on. What am I thinking? I should end this in style.
Why not?
Let's take it back to 1998,
Yeah.
baby. Even though
Hey.
we're technically in 1996.
Ever since. But,
The past unmasked with Dr. Neo Cortex.
and
And
yes.
Wanda Wombat down there.
Yeah, you can unlock
Ugh.
Wanda Wombat. Or Wilma Wombat.
No, it was Wanda. It was Wanda.
Aw, that would have been Willie and Wilma. God damn it. To the very end, you disappoint me. Anyway, so moving on.
To the very end, you disappoint me.
Moving on. Let's go have a grand old time.
Yeah, how dare you? How dare you disappoint the one-cheek wonder?
I mean, who would have thunk? Cortex is the final boss of the game. Which is funny considering he's a playable character in the game, but still.
And he has his past self locked up.
And he has somehow managed to make a new machine.
Do you have any idea how stubborn I used to be?
Yes.
Yes.
That's exactly what led us to this moment.
From making you.
Also, I
I
love
can't
this.
kill him because that would kill me.
That face he
So
makes
I
when he
guess
points at
that
himself.
means I'll
Look,
have to
me.
kill you.
So yeah, no more holds barred. He's going to kill the Bandicoots once and for all, and he's stolen our masks!
5 times the charm. Let's do it. Final boss.
Can I just say real
Already?
quick,
Jump on the chute
like,
now.
One thing I would have liked they do with the boss was like, you know how he went through the whole thing of like, I can't kill him because that will kill me, so I guess that means I'll kill you. Like when he does like the point at the, so I guess that means I'll kill you. Instead he points at like the older Crash, and basically you just have to protect your old self.
That would have been cool.
Oh!
Would have been interesting. But at the same time, though, I'm pretty sure that was going to be his next plan after taking out.
You know, that actually, that probably is what he meant to do. Is he would kill us and then kill. Yeah, that actually makes a lot of sense. But yeah, that machine is allowing him to force the masks to use their powers against us.
In a way, it's kind of like a callback to the final boss of Wrath of Cortex.
Yeah, there you go. There you go, Matt.
Yeah, it kind of is.
And I'll admit, I do like these guys a bit more than the Elementals, although the Elementals definitely had a lot more, like, personality in their stage presence.
Not really.
Well, stage presence, yes. Personality, not so much.
Fair.
I mean, honestly, let's be real here. One of the masks in Wrath of Cortex was literally just fucking what's his name from Back to the Future.
Biff.
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 Actually,
The other one was
let's not forget that one of the masks was also. Let's also
the sergeant from
Full Metal Jacket.
Full Metal Jacket, yeah.
Oh, that's right. That's the one I had to jump over.
Red.
Oops.
I mean, it's easy to get flipped upside down and turned around, but thank you once again.
At least there's a checkpoint.
Kind of feels like Undertale, actually.
He does. And yeah, once again, like, to the final
Except
end.
the colors are reversed.
Right. But yeah, once again, to the final end, it's still kind of funny to me how, out of everything else, how very generous the game is with its boss battles.
Yeah, which is funny too, considering this is honestly my favorite Cortex fight in the entire franchise. Only downside with it is I think it does end on an anticlimax.
Yeah,
well.
kind of.
Ish.
Oh, and I will say right now, to kind of spoil ahead of it, I think it would have been
Oops.
Damn.
Aww.
Didn't quite reached it.
You get a promotion.
I will say at the very end, James is like, just because I think in case I'm misremembering it, it would have been really cool if at the very end he actually used all 4 masks at the exact same time. He had to deal with all 4 masks abilities at the exact same time.
God, that'd be
A Mega Mix, but with the mask.
Yeah,
You,
where you have to deal with
basically
slow.
kinda do-
Go ahead.
They kind of like, so basically like a more amped up version of what he did at the end of the first fight, where where he's all like, what happens if I push all the buttons at once?
Right, but instead, like, you have to deal with, like, what you'll see later, the spinning energy mixed with upside down gravity, mixed with the platforms phasing in and out, and time.
Oh. Now we must think fast.
Thank goodness we still move in real time, even when he's trying to slow us down.
Yeah,
That seems odd.
that would have been the make or break.
Careful.
Dang it.
I don't want to keep dying to this damn thing. It's not even that hard of a fight.
Recording curse.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Goddamn Murphy's Law kicked into a high maximum overdrive.
Damn you, Will Darrell
I have that happen to me all the time!
Wait,
Okay, we're still... I was gonna say, how are you still alive?
I don't know!
Actually, what I was about to say was like, how are you moving at regular motion when I have time slowed down?
That's a good question. But now he uses now for the final mask he uses that. I mean,
Okay.
he just spins with him. That's it. Like, I think even Logan brought it up when we were doing this for the first time. It's like, you literally get dark matter on your side, and the best thing you can do with it is just have him spin your machine around like a freaking.
Not only that,
Oh my god, why am I getting nervous?
No, here's the
Well,
thing.
he's throwing a lot at you.
You know what they should have done? 100%. Make Cortex spin. Make it that
They kinda
Cortex
have
has
already.
to spin now.
Anyway, that's literally it. They just spawned all the rest of those motherfuckers just to get done over with early.
That's it?
Yep, that's it. And a fun little callback to Crash 1.
You did good, James, but you missed this many boxes.
So much for the perfect. But that's it. We beat the game. And Cortex is down for the count. In both ways speaking.
Boom.
Also, it's time to see Cortex at his most Cortex.
Must have taken a hit to the old temporal lobe. But a fallen foe can only mean one thing. It came to blows, and I
win!
My new general's first order of business will be to dispose of you.
And of course, like any evil genius, he prances around like
Prancing like a ninny.
Go take care of it, and...
Oop.
in a completely different art style.
Quickly, reuse assets!
Also,
Oh!
Crash.
I meant to do that.
Devil damn it.
It was Crash's inception was because of the goddamn paradox.
I don't think so, but you know what?
Looks like
Might as well.
somebody needs a little time out. Somewhere he can't cause any trouble.
Enjoy the end of the universe.
And so they just send him off on his way.
And Crash dances in celebration.
He did it.
Do-do-do-do-do-do.
So let's see how everyone's done after the fact.
Is big and ready for you. Say good day to delectable dishes inspired by my interdimensional travels. Enjoy the breeze with our innovative three-wall dining room design.
3 walls.
Health and safety rated D. For delicious.
Delicious.
D is a feeling sanitation rating does not stand.
Someone needs to go to culinary school.
And that's it.
Like, bad.
That is literally the last bit of...
And
oh,
standard practices.
Total emptiness. Sand for miles, no rations. Or signs of life.
A beautiful sky.
Sad laugh.
I was about to say I had no rations, no survival, no Bandicoot.
Speaking of bandicoots.
Oh, they're sisters. It's fun.
Wonder what game they're playing.
Oh!
Ow.
Oh, hold on.
Probably Nitro.
Nitro Fuel.
Oh, I'm proud of my children.
By the way, where was I?
Also, speaking of which,
Um,
they Crash 4 also gave us a loving nod to Aku Aku's original actor.
May rest in peace.
Aww.
yeah.
I'm honestly surprising because I didn't think he died like this late.
Yeah,
I know,
I thought he already passed away like years before.
Yeah, I guess he just retired. But oh, hold on.
This game has been a work of fiction. Any similarities to any marsupials, talking masks, dingo alligator hybrids, or evil science guys with
Hey,
weirdly
Roger.
shaped heads, living or dead, is purely
Yeah,
coincidental.
that's very
You
much
should
Roger.
not have played this game if you
Yep,
suffer
I hear
from
it.
Wumpa allergy, crash rash, fear of alternate dimensions, fear of moving platforms, fear of still platforms, fear of sequels, fear of squishy noises, fear of bouncy noises, fear of super science, fear of collecting things, fear of 90s nostalgia, inability to comprehend time paradoxes, inability to forgive those who have wronged you, inability to pick a restaurant when someone asks you what you're hungry for, inability to remember where you parked, or a delicate tummy.
I don't remember where you parked.
Birthday wish lists and shoe sizes. Visit your local library or ask your grandma. I don't know if she has any prior experience with bandicoots, but she's very wise, and I'm sure she'd love to hear from you.
Is this
To make
improv or
yourself this game, in
scripted?
no way endorse eating
It
at
probably
Dingo
is
Dial's
improv.
Diner, which has been
I
known
feel
to
like
cause
some of it has to have been
discharge,
improv.
intestinal
There's some better ones,
errors,
listen.
lumbar whooping cough, parasitic slime boils, random teleportation into darker timelines, and uncontrollable mewing like a little kitty cat during important business meetings. Any
right?
unauthorized exhibition, distribution, or duplication of this
This
game
is
will result in
hilarious.
very hurt feelings. And why would you want to hurt our feelings? We've always said really nice things about you. We even said your new haircut looked great, even though it was kind of a weird length for you. Guests of Crash Bandicoot stay at Insane Beach Suites, which is just a log with some
Wow.
moss. The moss is
Yeah,
really
keeps
soft,
going,
though,
dude.
so you
He's-
should be able to get a good night's sleep. What, are you too good to sleep on a log? Sorry, Your Majesty. I suppose you want a continental breakfast instead of a handful of ants that make their nest under the tree.
Listen.
Jeez Louise, there's no pleasing some people. Can you give me a minute? Okay, I'm ready to go again. The events of this game are absolutely 100% canonical. Unless you didn't like them, in that case it was all a dream.
And that's the end.
And a super special shout out to the Naughty Dog and the original Crash Bandicoot team members who contributed to the original 3 games. Thank you so much.
Sim
And
Really,
like,
just
Vicarious Visions, Beanox Team, Toys for Bob, we all have to thank them for bringing Crash back.
While we're seeing all that, and while we're almost done with this whole thing, Hype, what did you think?
well, I already gave out my final thoughts on the game. It's like I'm waiting for the Switch port to come out because again, you know for a double damn fact there's going to be a Switch port, but I'm really loving. Ooh, there's also this.
Yeah, the closest thing this game has to a Crash 3 power-up, we get the triple spin, which more or less takes the role of the
shoes.
speed shoes from Crash 3. Not gonna be honest, it's not really the best alternative, but I'll take what I can get.
You're gonna hurt your fingers.
And now's the point where the game really wants you to get everything for the sake of 100% completion, and then some.
Yeah.
Good luck. You're gonna need it.
Good run.
Oh, one last thing. If we're beating the game, we get the ever awesome Through the Ringer costume.
Help me.
Your suffering is complete.
Yep.
And it's not just Crashy Boy.
Coco gets her fair share of abuse as well.
Oh, her poor
She's missing
face.
it too. And I love and yeah, she's using her tablets as splints as well.
By the way, I absolutely love your, like, just through the ringer, Logan, help me.
Oh yeah, oh man, he has a buddy. So
I guess while we get our final thoughts in, I guess I'll go ahead and maybe get one or two these the flashback tapes done, just so we can at least get some of the fluff out of the way before we start doing these proper.
So, like I said, like, I'm waiting till I get the game for myself, but just in terms of, like, a bystander, like, I do agree that there are some points where they definitely went a little too overboard, like, too overzealous, but for the most part, like, this is pretty much what I...
just that, look.
Just the bipedalization, and boy, was it a intricate process.
It was a very-
Look at the poor guy.
It was a very rough trial, but hey, you know, 5 out of 7 times isn't a bad score.
You forgot that one box up there.
Well,
Back in he goes. Who could see
yeah,
that
just-
was coming? Anyway, continue.
But yeah, just like, just from what I've seen so far, this basically is, for the most part, what I wanted out of a new Crash game. Like, I think the story is a lot of fun. I love the presentation. Like, these character designs are, with like 1 or 2 exceptions, I'd argue like these are probably like the best redesigns we've got out of the series, because that's the one thing that I don't think I've talked a lot about when it comes to like comparing the designs to how they look in Insane. I kind of don't like comparing the two because I feel like they have like 2 different like mentalities with the designs. Like with Insane, they're meant to be like, for the most part, perfect recreations of the Naughty Dog designs, and I think for the most part they did their job well, and I like what they did with those. But as far as like straight up redesigns go, this is probably the best we've gotten.
Because even when if it changes an awful lot, it still keeps fairly true to the source.
And yeah, just like, I'm really looking forward to when I can play it. This is a really great game.
Matt?
I love this game at times, and other times I wanted to burn, but I do like it for the most part.
I was about to say, we should probably hold him back before he goes back to his you know, that.
Yeah.
Oh, he sounds like me when I have problems.
And James, what about you?
Hold on, really quick. I do like this game. I think it's very fun.
Excuse me.
It can be
Ah, bless you.
annoying at times, in my opinion, but even then, it's a lot of fun. It's a great return to form. It's what we needed of Crash for a long time.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and I'm glad to see that they're carrying the model, and I hope that how the hell do we?
I get those.
I was like, well, I suppose that answers that question. to
Well
a degree.
done, master.
So,
I actually don't know.
was
how
there
to
anything
do
else? I was
Yeah.
supposed to say, was there anything else you wanted to say, Matt, before we switch to Logan?
Go get this game. It's fun.
that. Yeah.
Oh,
I-
okay, I'll say I love the character design. Sorry.
I will still say I've said a lot already about. Oh yeah, I see. You have to not break those. Okay, I think you have to slide over those, like slide over those or slide jump or something. Anyway.
Yeah, I have an idea of what to do, but
No
anyway.
worries. I've pretty much already said a lot about, you know, my opinions of the questionable design decisions that went into this, but at the end of the day, I still appreciate At the end of the day, I still appreciate all that went into this, and the fact that we do have a continuation and people who genuinely do enjoy Crash enough to. Again, it's like I can't say that they did a poor job with the mechanics. Like, he controls and plays just about as well as I remember Crash playing. It's just the box placement is that, but like this engine, like there is definitely something here. Beyond that, the only other complaint I have is that I think at times I will say I don't think I still will agree. I don't think the music is quite as memorable as other ones. Like the flashback tapes are some of my favorite bits because I get to hear classic music that I've already come to remember.
And it is like straight up from the PS1 games. They're not the insane remixes.
Right.
Or the pre-console mixes that Josh Mansell did and posted on his SoundCloud.
Man, it was right there, guys. They could have anyway. Yeah, James, what do you think?
more or less share the same sentiments aside from that soundtrack thing, because I will be honest, that's a case where I think it'll definitely grow on me like it did the original series did, but I mean that's
Combination is a slow and laborious process.
I can imagine. But anyway, yeah, no, I think it's a fantastic sequel, and it just aside from all the excess stuff that can get really, really obnoxious, it's just, I mean, fantastic. Right down to the story, the visuals, the sounds, more or less everything. I will say this much though. I do applaud it for going a little further with its characters and writing than previous classic Crash games. Though I do honestly think they could have pushed a wee bit harder, especially when it comes to characters that need. Oh, hold on.
The Bandicoot's obsession with them has given me a hankering. Master, your allergy.
Oh.
It's mine. You can clean it.
That was not a pleasant night, let me tell you that much. But otherwise, yeah, no, I think as far as the narrative's concerned, it's great. I wouldn't call it. It's definitely not perfect, and I do think certain characters need a lot more screen time, namely the trophies and Aku Aku.
And Oxide.
And, well, Oxide, I'll cut some slack considering in the grand scheme of things, he really was a bit player. That
Okay.
the trophies were totally taking advantage of just to see their own plans through.
Is that a river of skulls back there?
I think that's a river of sheep.
Because Spyro.
Or plastic.
Probably. It just looked like it didn't look solid. You know what? No, I think those are sheep because I see someone falling down on the right. That is a
Yeah, it's
river of sheep.
I'm pretty sure that those are the same sheep that they had in the Spyro Reignite trilogy.
Might be.
Maybe just
They'd
falling.
have to be really low res though, just because they're so out in the distance.
What? I'm going green.
But yeah, no, that's pretty much my thoughts on the matter for Crash 4. Fantastic sequel, and for those that are big Crash fans, I would definitely recommend playing it. Just don't strive for 100%, because you will fucking go nuts in doing so.
That's fair.
I mean, hell, if you could end up being in Gerard's case where he got blisters on his fingers.
That's impressive. He took a selfie with the hand that was in the cast. But yeah, I think that was a pretty great run. We had a lot of good times there.
Yep. And I guess with that said, did anyone else have any closing thoughts regarding Crash 4?
I'm good.
I'm pretty good. That was good.
Alrighty then. I guess on that note, ladies and gentlemen, there will be one last session we'll be doing, but that will be in post-con, where I more or less cover all the other flashback tapes I have yet to show off.
And showed the rewards for the percentages. I
Yeah,
think.
and don't worry, I'll make sure that Crash and Coco get their much-needed TLC. Just make sure they get their wounds are healed before that all occurs. Until next time, though, I'm James Mainstream.
I'm Lucky Jack 20.
The One Cheek Wonder.
Hylian Princess Lita.
I'm Reisnach. Well, it's
Yeah, it works.
You're fine.
I'm a person, Ronnie J. I'm Ronnie J. N. I don't know. Tired. I'm tired of this game.
And I want you people to get out of my house right now before I shoot you.
Oh, yeah.
run for the hills.
And yeah, I guess with that said, this is Crash Bandicoot Thompson Wilson signing off.
God.